What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 10K on the Bay, my journey to 10,000 live listings on eBay. Today, I want to go over two awesomely important subjects: how to determine your sell-through rate and how to set eBay goals. So let's get into the first topic, which is how to determine your sell-through rate. So I have 557 items listed. Let's go ahead and click on orders to see how many items I have sold over the last 90 days. And this will help us determine the sell-through rate. So I have 409 items sold over the last 90 days, which is roughly 125 to 130 items per month. So if you divide that by 500 items listed, you get a number of around 25% sell-through rate. Now, this store actually has a higher than 30% sell-through rate because when I started this 90 days ago, it actually had 0 items in it. So it's been growing relatively fast. In the beginning, when you sell things around the house or things from your friends and family that donate to you to help you get your business started, that's great. And of course, I would personally cheap sell that stuff to get it going, get your feedback built. This store is 90 days old and has 150 feedback already. So you guys can definitely do it. Buy a couple of your eBay supplies on eBay to get it going. But let's take a look really quick at the feedback to give you an idea. 53 in the last month, 162 over, so around 50 feedback per month. Make sure you do a good job if you can to keep this as close to 100% as possible. I do not think getting a negative in the beginning matters that much if you are over 99%. Do your best to keep it perfect, but don't give up if you get a negative. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter that much. Just make sure you do a good job most of the time. Okay, so let's go to the eBay Launchpad. So you guys can see I'm building an eBay Launchpad right now to help you organize all the resources to how to build your own online reselling business, whether it's creating your own account, setting up PayPal, accounting, how to set up a business or like an S Corp or an LLC or sole proprietorship, auction versus fixed price, all this stuff I'm going to include in this document to help you take a look. All this information is free. It's going to be on my YouTube. You can check it out, learn how to eBay on your own. All the information is free, but information is cheap, and it also does not do the work for you. If you look at my mastermind group, I'm going to show you guys really quick how this pertains to you and how you can use this to reach your goals. So for example, in my Low-Key Husky store, the goal is $4,333 profit with a 30% sell-through rate and a 50% net profit. Now here's something I want to share with you guys really quick. I think it's very important, which is when I originally started this back in January, I was just trying to double my money. Meaning if I bought a pair of shoes for $10, I try to sell on eBay for $30, keep fees under $10, and that would make it so I could net 20, subtract my cost of goods sold of 10, and turn my 10 into 20 bucks. That was the idea. And originally I thought that was going to work, but after factoring in all the time it takes to clean, prep, list, photograph properly, accurately describe, write good keywords in your title, blah, 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 doubling my money is no longer worth it for me if I'm going to go the thrifting model. I'm going to have to make way more than that. So it's actually more like buying something for $3 and selling it for $28. That's what I came up with. You guys know in this store, I'm looking for 1,000 items in it with an average sale price of $28 and an average cost of $3. So these things for me, in my opinion, are very, very easy to find at the thrift store because people donate stuff that's under $30 because it's not worth much to them. Now, if you're looking in the market of trying to buy stuff for 10 to sell for 100, that's more challenging because people who have a $100 item that's worth are not just going to give it away for 10. And if you start moving it up even higher, trying to buy something for 2,000 for 200, that person's probably going to slap you in the face if you offer 200 on something that's worth 2,000. Not saying it's not going to happen all the time. I just don't want you to build your business on that because it's difficult to find those home runs every single day. Whereas you can find a single or a nice normal profit margin item on a day-to-day basis. And then also, if you live in a different country, I've had a lot of people saying, oh, it doesn't work in Australia, it doesn't work in the UK, it doesn't work in Canada. Yes, it does. It's just something different. You may not have thrift stores, but there's still ways to get inventory. You just need to be more creative. If thrift stores aren't available in your area, a different type of situation is only available in your area. And I think it's very, very important to take advantage of that. As an example, in Australia, they have 2 shipping rates. One is too expensive, so I probably wouldn't sell clothing if I lived in Australia because it's so cost prohibitive on the shipping for under £1. Now, between £1 and £6, there's a different shipping rate, which makes it advantageous to sell shoes that are in that range. So if that's the case, I would find a way to source shoes because it's cheaper to ship shoes in Australia than it is in the US, but more expensive to ship clothing, if that makes sense. So I would look for a different niche. Don't give up because there's not thrift stores in your country. That doesn't make sense. And then you're not serious about starting an eBay business because everyone's circumstance is different. Okay, so this document gives us an idea of the required inventory to reach your goals. So in my low-key Husky store, there's 557 items listed for $14,804, which is a $27 average sale price, which is pretty accurate, and $2,221 in estimated profit. Now, it is higher than this because that store is shifting towards charging for shipping, and this number doesn't calculate the shipping cost into it. So if you charge for shipping, it's going to be even better for your numbers when you look at this, but make sure to be cost sensitive. And if you are charging for shipping, make sure you're competitive with the market as far as total price. Okay, so that store is an example of a success because I'm selling over 30% and my net profit's over 50. But my bigger store is disaster because I have 2,093 items listed for 34,861, and my average selling price is only 17 bucks. So that means I'm essentially listing very, very poor quality items in that store. Also, I didn't do a good job of listing them, which is a formula for complete failure. My sell-through rate is only around 15% in that store, which is very, very bad. For a store that size, it should be making me at least $5,000 profit per month, but it's really only about $4,000, which is sad because you would think with 2,000 listings in your store, you'd make more than 4,000. But it's a good learning tool because now I know what I need to do to increase the sell-through rate. Basically, I need to put in higher dollar, better quality items in order to increase that sell-through rate. I need to make sure my pictures are good, my pricing is accurate. All that stuff adds up into making my sell-through rate go back towards the 30% sell-through rate, which is what I need to reach my goals. The net profit on that store, luckily, is significantly higher. So my average sale price in that store is actually 22 bucks, which is a really, really good window into what's going on. That means only the good stuff in that store is selling because the average selling price is $17. So why is my average selling price 22? That just means the good stuff in the store is selling and all the cheap stuff is just sitting. So this document will help you determine how to navigate to the destination that you're looking for. If you have any questions, please email me at 10konthebay@gmail.com when it comes to regards to this. But I want to share a quick story as far as goal setting, and I think it should really, really help you guys understand how some companies really crush it. So I got my start with a company called Strivectin. They sell wrinkle cream. This is 15 years ago when I was in high school. I worked for this company, and they really understood how to sell stuff. And I worked in a department that sold weight loss supplements. I'm not going to go over which product, doesn't matter. But basically the product developers told me, Chris, the stuff that's in these pills is neutral, which is fancy for saying this pill doesn't do anything. But we still need people to lose weight. So what we've recommended is when you call people and ask if it's working, we need you to tell them to drink 32 ounces of water with 2 pills before every single meal. I was like, okay, well, why don't we just put something in the product that helps them lose weight? And they said, well, here's the issue. If we add too much caffeine or green tea extract or whatever into the product, and if somebody dies or gets hurt because of the product, then we get sued and we go out of business and you wouldn't have a job. So we make the product as neutral as possible. That's the reason. I said, okay, that's the same reason why they put peppermint oil in Strivectin, which gives you an allergic reaction and it makes you feel like it's working because it's making your skin tingle. I mean, it's just, they know exactly what people buy and they produce it. But I just want to get back to a point real quick. I have a 64-ounce water bottle and I drink 2 of these per day. And because of that, it's difficult for me to overeat because I'm mostly full. It's that natural appetite suppressant. If you drink 32 ounces of water before every meal, the chances of you overeating is really low, or at least greatly reduced. That's why the product works and people keep reordering this pill thinking it's going to work because they've developed the habit of doing 32 ounces before every single meal, which has really, really helped them reach their goals. Now, This is what I think it's a really good strategy to add things into your life instead of subtracting. Stop thinking about your bad habits, start adding in good habits. So for example, for me to reach the 1,000 listing goal at a 1/3 sell-through rate, that's just around 30 items a day. So if I can get into the habit of listing 30, 50, 100 items a day, then it's okay to watch Game of Thrones after I'm done listing because I've already gotten the big thing done for the day. Once you list your 50 to 100 items or 15 or 20 or 10 or 5, whatever listing goals you set for yourself, then you can cheat a little bit and watch Game of Thrones, enjoy yourself, watch TV, go have fun, actually have a life outside of your business, but get the major piece put in. If you drink 96 ounces of water a day, you're probably going to be pretty healthy because water is great for you. Don't take my advice, I'm not a doctor, but I think it's safe to say if you're well hydrated, it's going to be very beneficial to your business and to your life. So the water for your eBay business is listing quality items. So if you drink soda, it's not the same thing as drinking water. So don't just put up any listing. That doesn't work. You have to put up high quality, good stuff. As you guys can see, literally the difference between my $27 average store and my $17 average store is night and day, right? One store has only 500 listings and is making half as much money as the 2,000 listing store. So guys, the